All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to your sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Man, real quick, I just wanted to jump in because the spirit is moving at a high pace. And, as we condemn Esau, we watch his empire coming to a close. Everything in the scriptures that's written about Babylon, that's written about Esau, is happening before our eyes. There's not one variation that goes away from the scriptures. The Bible, the Holy Bible, there's not one. And as the whispers go throughout the empire of not only who we are as a people, so-called Black, Native American, and Latino people being the Israelites, but who this man is, and his nature and his true identity. Okay, because one of the things that the Heavenly Father gave us is His origins. That's one of the That's a powerful tool for understanding somebody, understanding the things that they'll do, understanding their origin, okay, understanding the place that they came from and the things that they've done, the spiritual things. But I just wanted to jump in because you got a lot of interesting stuff on the internet, and brothers, a lot of times we embrace a lot of things that we might hear and see. But then you have some things that are definite through the spirit, and then you have some things that are, in the red zone. So, we kind of want to stay in the factual zone, and we want to make sure that we're speaking the words of the Lord according to the scriptures. Let's get into it.
You never a conspiracy theorist at all?
All right, there was a time, Jimmy.
Yeah. What'd you believe?
Well, it was before they became popular way to dupe people into believing things.
Before people got on the bandwagon?
No, way back when I was in this rabbit hole about the government, about the U.S. government. There's some old timey conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
So the New World Order, the Trilateral Commission, the Illuminati, the Freemasons.
Yes.
Yeah, it was all connected. This is before I knew it all led to Jews are bad. So.
Wow.
Yeah, being a Jew was not something I wanted to be part of. But here's what happened. So I'm with my buddy Jim, who works in these.
Yep, man, and there you go. That's the narrative that they're trying to push. See, all of your conspiracies are aimed at us, the Jews, and they're wielding that identity when they don't even know. Number one, most of them don't know what Jewish means. Number two, most of them don't know that their lineage doesn't go back to the people in the Bible, the so-called Jews in the Bible, Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. And then they also don't know where the other tribes of Israel are. So the fact that, we challenge them on this and they can't come up with an answer, that goes to show that they're not the true Israelites. Because all of the Israelites in the latter days are going to be they're going to be known, they're going to be shown, and then in Revelations it tells us from which the 12,000 from each tribe that's going to be sealed. Excuse me. All right, and you just got an interesting comment down here. I wonder what happens when you can prove a conspiracy with legitimate facts. Exactly. Okay, to conspire just means to talk with. Con is with, spires to breathe, to talk with somebody. But they're trying to make it seem like this is something crazy, and which you do have a lot of weird and crazy conspiracy theories. But then you have some things that you have to chain facts on that points to something that's true. Okay, and that's what we use the scriptures to do. That's how men of the Lord. The Israelite, the hopeful elect, that's how we come up with the different understanding of different things, by filtering them through the scriptures from the apostles on down. And that's why the scriptures tell us what, through the words of King David, who also was a prophet. He said, hide me from the counsel of the wicked. And then it talks about, the Lord's going to have an arrow for the wicked, basically, in the next verse. I forget where that's at in Psalms, but it's prophecy. And it's talking about here. It's talking about that destruction that's going to come upon this place. Okay? And just like the scriptures talk about increased activity in the Gulf Coast and that region, you got increased activity today. Rumors of war. Everything is a war. Everything is a whisper, and then it begins as a murmur, and then it begins as a conversation. And now we're here. Here we are. Let's see. Just want to jump in real quick because this man, it's just like brothers have been saying, it's an information war. This is info wars. All right, they already shut down Alex Jones, who he had a lot of off the wall shit, but then some of his older stuff was actually true. Exposing the Bohemian Grove and a couple of other facts too. But he of course goes off the deep end on certain stuff. But now you're seeing who it is. The scripture talk about the men of perdition being revealed. Perdition is judgment, basically. Judgment for destruction. The final judgment. That's what perdition is. Christians relate that to hell, the hellfire. Hell just means destruction. So this is the son of that final judgment. These people are here for that final judgment. And just like the scriptures say, you got spirits that are created for vengeance, not just for Jacob, but for Esau too. We're seeing it. We're seeing them lash out, about to come with that storm. Build up a case, a false case. Edomites coming out with manifestos. I did it because, whiteness is under attack, and some black guys got with my sister, or whatever the fuck the guy said. He's talking about, I did it because there's so many Latino people moving into the U.S., or I did it because, Negro got with my sister. Whatever the excuse these guys are making, they're losing their damn mind. And it's all spiritual. That's what it is. People see the news and they get sad, and they want to label it. So white supremacy, you have to understand why they're doing it. You have to understand that judgment has to go out into the earth. Then you can understand why these things are happening. All right. And a lot of this stuff you find when you look at it, QAnon and 4chan and 8chan, it's just Esau trolling, but then they really have their little Edomite supremacist trolls on there who come together, and they come, with this wave of bullshit, and we don't know for certain, who's backing it or who's funding it. But what we do know is that the spiritual demon Satan, well, matter of fact, let me get that. This is Revelations 2:10. It said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye may have tribulation 10 days, but thou faithful unto death. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And this is a revelation for the latter days. So a lot of brothers are going to be cast into prison, or they might go have to go into the wilderness, or they might straight up become martyrs for the faith. But it says the devil is going to cast some of us into prison. That means the devil is a physical person on this earth, which is, we know it's talking about so-called white people, Esau. Okay? And just a disclaimer, I'm not, this is not hate speech. I'm just reading out of the scriptures. So we'll see if I get flagged or not. I don't have a big channel, so probably won't. Hopefully I won't get flagged, or, whatever. It is what it is. This is Sirach 39. This is the son of David, also prophesying. In fact, I'm going to just jump straight to the point. The whole chapter is good. I'm going to jump straight to the point. 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And that's what these people are doing, man. They're coming with those sore strokes of vengeance. You know, the Most High put the spirit on these people to completely go out their fucking mind. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. And that's what you're seeing this year. Fire, hail, famine, and death. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Okay, and it says they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, one thing about it, you know, when that shit pops off and shit goes to hell, oh, look at that. You got more shit. Now, is this a conspiracy theory? A pedophile epidemic hiding hundreds, probably thousands. Yep. So, you know, that's the thing about it. These people are coming with these, like the elder just put it, well, like the elder brother in Chicago put up. They come with these talking points, but we see what's real about you. We know your history. You know, one thing about this kingdom, like brothers always say, it's Rome all over again. We're in the month of August, named after what? Augustus Caesar. You got July, named after Julius, or aka Julius Caesar. Okay, Septimius, or whatever. All of this stuff is linked. You know, you go to the store, you get a salad, it's a Caesar salad. You get a virus on your computer, it might be a damn Trojan horse. All of these things go back to that Greco-Roman theme, all along with pedophilia. So, you know, when that time of destruction comes, well, let's see what the Lord got for them. Let's see what's going to happen. The plagues that are going to come. This is Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 15. But for the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worship serpents void of reason and vile beasts. Thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. This is talking about the Egyptians. That they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. For the almighty hand that made the world of matter wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy sense of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. And that's one of the ways that the ways that the Lord can destroy you. You know, the curses he sent, I believe it's the Assyrians, he sent lions on them when they came into the land, and they had to keep the laws of the land. You know, which Jerusalem is supposed to keep the laws of the land, but right now it's being preserved unto judgment. So when that time comes and all hell breaks loose, all these things are going off at once, you know, because this man, they do run little test runs, and, you know, they got little, you know, the first, just like yesterday, I think it's the first Tuesday every month, they got the sirens going or whatever. And they got the little Amber Alert system. They can reach you with emergency information. And when all hell breaks loose, technology's not going to be able to save you. The Lord is going to have his way with them. And, you know, here's some more shit. You know, because the Lord told us to do certain things. And at a certain point, he's going to hold you to that. Okay, it says If you're out here arguing the definition of an assault weapon, today you're part of the problem. You know what an assault weapon is, and you know you don't need one. Legit question for rural Americans: how do I kill 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play? You know, of course, it's an Edomite. And then they go on to tell you that it says for now 48 states have reported the animal's presence, and the population is between 6 million and 7 million. Mayor calls it the pig bomb. Feral hogs trample crops, tear up parks and playgrounds, destroy natural habitat, native habitats, and kill other wildlife like fawns and turkeys. It says the animals now cause annual damage of more than 1.5 billion in the U.S., and experts warn the problem could get worse. They have the potential to do epic harm. And it goes on to talk about these feral hogs, which weigh about 200 pounds. So you got all these feral hogs, 6 to 7 million, 200 pounds. You know, the weight fluctuates, but 200. You have 6 to 7 million. That's what Esau says. Feral hogs running around in 48 states. And so you never hear about them on the news, but they're dangerous. There were fewer than 70 fatal shark attacks, but 84 fatal pig attacks between 2007 and 2017. And, you know, I know these things are down in Texas, but now you got them even shifting up here, up through Arkansas and up through Missouri, you know, probably all the way up to Iowa. Okay, because the Lord is setting up the playing field. So, you know, you run into these Edomites, they trust in their guns and they trust in all of the fields and the livestock. And then the Lord has amassed a couple of hundred of these run through your land and you know, tear shit up. Or, you know, Esau's out in the woods hunting, and this, you know, damn 300-pound pig clips him in the leg, and he fucking breaks his leg, and they eat his ass like off Hannibal Lecter or some shit. So, hey man, this is just one small example of how the Lord sets the playing field. I'm gonna end it off on this one because this scripture says it's the best. You know, these people think this is a fucking game when they come up here against the Bible and against the men of the Lord. It's not a game. Verse 22. This is from Wisdom of Solomon 11. It said, "For the whole world before thee is as a little grain on the balance, a little grain, yea, as a drop of the morning dew that falleth down upon the earth." This is the whole world before the Most High. It's just as a little drop of dew. This is nothing to me. And, you know, a lot of times you're going through situations, you could forget. You can forget that the power you serve is the ultimate power. And that's the game changer. Just something to keep hope for. Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Keep enduring through the faith. Brothers, stay diligent. And Lord willing, we get out of this soon. Shalom.